The Huffington Post is reporting that retired Lieutenant General Mike Flynn, who is Donald Trump's pick to serve as his national security advisor, met several weeks ago with a man by the name of Hans Christian Strache, who happens to be the head of Austria's anti-immigration Freedom Party. This party was founded after World War II by former Nazis. Strache described the meeting, which was first reported in the New York Times, on his Facebook page, where he also announced signing a cooperation pact with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Hey, Donnie, neo-Nazi much? This is We the People. Every day I sit down and decide what I'm going to talk about in each episode, and quite often there is so much in the news that I simply spend half my time trying to figure out what not to talk about. So today what we're going to discuss basically is nothing more than just a few headlines I grabbed out of the blue that most of the major media is not even bothering to report on. First, Time magazine is reporting that a new Texas nonprofit led by Donald Trump's grown sons is offering access to a freshly minted president during the inauguration weekend. That's right, in exchange for $1 million donations to an unnamed conservation charity, you get access to the new president. That's right, donors' identities will never be known, and the prospective $1 million donors to the opening day event, which is for January 21st, the day after the inauguration, will be held at Washington, D.C.'s Walter E. Washington Convention Center. Guests will receive a private reception and photo opportunity for as many as 16 of them. $16 million donors. Guests get their picture taken with President Donald Trump in a multi-day hunting or fishing excursion for 4 guests with Donnie Jr. and or Eric, as well as tickets to other events and autographed guitars by an opening day 2017 performer. Another interesting tidbit on Trump is his suggested selection for Supreme Court. One of those picks might end up being William Pryor Jr., who has actually said that same-sex couples should be jailed for having sex in their own homes. That's right, they really want to come into your bedroom and throw you in jail for who you sleep with. Former Alabama Attorney General defended a law in 2003 in Texas which criminalizes consensual gay sex, comparing it to polygamy, incest, pedophilia, prostitution, and adultery. He argued that LGBT people were not protected by the Constitution. Pryor has said in a legal brief about the law, he stated that the states should be able to criminally charge gay people for the actual act of having sex. And I quote, "The Supreme Court has never recognized the fundamental right to engage in sexual activity outside monogamous heterosexual marriage, let alone to engage in a homosexual sodomy," wrote Pryor. Such a right would be antithetical to traditional relations of the family, which is as old and as fundamental as our entire civilization. End quote. He also defended straight people's right to have anal sex, saying that straight anal sex was better than same-sex anal sex. I'm not even going to touch that one. That one's just too bizarre for me to even consider. Quote, Texas is hardly alone in concluding that homosexual sodomy may have severe physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual consequences, which do not necessarily attend to the heterosexual sodomy act, and from which Texas citizens need to be protected. The absurdity of that statement is just completely beyond me. I'm not even sure how to react to that. But I'm sure some of my LGBT listeners will probably have something to say. Please add to the comments. I'd love to hear that. Eric Levitz of Mother Jones is reporting that Donald Trump doesn't seem to trust the Secret Service. It seems he's not only intent on keeping his personally hired security team once he takes office, he has spoken of expanding that force. This is the same team which has been cited as assaulting protesters at rallies and to have had what was said to be, quote, a slow and tepid response back when a man tried to jump on the stage at a Trump rally. This private security team is headed by a former New York City cop and Navy vet named Keith Schiller. Once in the White House, Schiller is expected to become aide to Donald Trump and a de facto gatekeeper to the Oval Office. Also, Mother Jones' Kevin Drum is reporting a mafia-like use of pressure on foreign countries by Trump's business organization. Word has it that they have pressured the Kuwaiti government to move their annual National Day celebration to the Trump International Hotel. A Kuwaiti representative has been quoted as saying that the decision to make this move was political. If this is actually true, it's a clear violation of the Emollients Clause in the Constitution and an impeachable offense, yet it isn't being reported on by major news outlets. No one in Washington is screaming about this. It's being casually touched upon in 5-second segments on CNN. Is this what we're supposed to sit by and allow? To allow the new president to put on the court a Supreme Court justice who wants to gale homosexuals? That Trump version of Beavis and Butthead selling access to the president through an unnamed charity is to be considered acceptable? That Trump is going to be allowed to put pressure on a foreign country to move their events to the Trump Hotel so that his family can profit from the fact that he is president. This is the new America under Donald Trump, where fraud, bribery, and immoral activities are the norm, where our president can sideline the Secret Service even if it means it puts our country's leadership in jeopardy. The insanity here is just too much to fathom. For more, drop by the web blog at WTPAmerica.org or visit the Facebook page. Subscribe to the channel, please, and please visit the Patreon page and become a patron of We the People. My name is Alan Garrett. This is only the beginning, America. Dictator Trump takes office in 30 days. This is We the People. Resist.